Do you know the secret that is necessary to make all your dreams come true, to meet all of your goals? Well, it's to adopt change. Yes, you have to adopt the fact that change is necessary for growth. Change is a part of life, and yet so many of us resist it. We may want things to happen in our life. We may have big dreams, big goals, but oh my gosh, when it comes time to actually make a change, we fight back. We dig in our heels. We don't want to move forward because, well, change is scary. It's the unknown. But friend, it's time that we change that because it's time that we embrace change in order for you to get to where you want to go. My friend, welcome to episode 255. I'll see you inside. What's up, my friend, and welcome to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. I am your host, Kevin Lowe. 20 years ago, I awoke from a life-saving surgery only to find that I was left completely blind. And since that day, I've learned a lot about life, a lot about living, and a lot about myself. And here on this podcast, I want to share those insights with you. Because friend, if you are still searching for your purpose, still trying to understand why, or still left searching for that next right path to take, well, consider this to be your stepping stone to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Do you ever feel like there's got to be more to life than this? Yeah, maybe on the outside, your life looks good, but in reality, you are so unfulfilled with life. You keep thinking that there has got to be something more, that you're meant to be doing more, but you don't know what that is or how to even make it happen. Well, imagine if it was different. Imagine if you got to wake up on Monday morning, full of enthusiasm, so excited for the day, because you are finally living in alignment with your life's purpose. Well, friend, it's possible. And that is why I created Discover Your Purpose, my signature one-on-one coaching session, where we can dive deep into your life's purpose. If you are finally ready to make this the year that you start living out your truest potential, well, it's time that you discover your life's purpose. To learn more, text the word DISCOVER to 55444. Again, just text the word DISCOVER to 55444. And with that, I hope you enjoy today's episode. So why in the world are we talking about the topic of change? It's because, well, we're here in January 2024, and we've been making all these resolutions. Matter of fact, in last week's solo episode, I talked about ditching the New Year's resolution for the new Monday resolution, all in the effort to having you set up to have the best year you could possibly have. But here's the thing. With all of those resolutions, whether it's one resolution for the entire year or weekly micro resolutions like I was talking about, all of those are leading to one thing, and that is change. Now, what's funny is because so many people, I think probably more people than not, honestly don't like change. They like things the way they are. It's the reason why we all go to the same restaurant day after day for lunch. It's the same reason that we have our favorite seat at that restaurant. And it's the same reason we order the same thing every time we go there. We are creatures of habit. We like the ordinary. We don't like change. Ask my grandmother, my Nana. She's somebody, she doesn't change too much very often. Her house is in the same shape it was, years ago. Now, she keeps a nice, clean house that's looking good. But my goodness, in comparison to my house, we're always shifting around furniture, making things different, changing things up, painting new colors, always doing a little bit of change. Now, you can be the judge of which one is better or worse than another. I don't really think one's better or worse. I just think it's just different strokes for different folks. But in terms of what we're talking about today with change, change is necessary. Change is inevitable. Matter of fact, if you want to know the truth, change is the one guarantee you have in this life. And it's easy to view this as a negative, something to worry about. But the fact is true is that you don't have to view it like that at all. You can view it as a positive because change means that you're growing. Think of the age-old example of the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Without change, well, he'd still just remain some gross little caterpillar with lots of little legs. Instead, he changes and turns into a gorgeous butterfly, getting to soar through the sky. That was because the caterpillar chose to change. For you, when you adopt change as a positive, you open the door of opportunity for things to happen in your own life. If you're listening to this podcast, you may very well be somebody who you really want more out of your life. Maybe things are going okay, but you can't help but feel like you want more. You're made for more. Well, the only way you're ever going to discover what that is if you're willing to make a change. Because staying the same, well, that means nothing is going to change. You want things to change, but you got to be willing to make the change. And the first way to do that is by adopting change as a positive. If we want to talk about strategies for helping you to embrace change, well, I think one of the best things you can do is to look back on your life and to look back at all the different times that you stepped outside of what was comfortable. You took a chance. You embraced the change. And what did that do for you? I guarantee you it probably led to new opportunities, to new friendships, to new relationships, all because you made a change. Think back when you were a kid and maybe you're in middle school. You'd been hanging out with the same group of friends since elementary school, but something told you that you really didn't want to be with that group of friends anymore. You wanted to hang out with another group. But oh my gosh, to change groups of friends is a massive deal. But you do it. You go ahead and you make the change. You start sitting at a different table at lunchtime. Well, that little bit of discomfort, that little bit of getting uncomfortable, it leads to a life of joy and fulfillment. Because now you're sitting with the people who are more like you, who you're more like them. And it just makes life a little bit better. I think we all had that happen at some point as children going through school, evolving into the person we are today. Now, I'm going to assume that, again, if you're listening to this podcast, you are older than school age. You've already gone through all of that, and you're just looking to discover more about yourself. Well, that's the power of change, is that by changing, you can also learn about your own self, to discover parts of you, to learn more about what you want, who you are, all by embracing change. My friend, it's simple. I just want you to realize this, that if you want bigger things in your life, if you want things to happen, if you have big dreams, big goals, you have to be willing to make a change in life. So right here and now, I want you to declare that I am a fan of change. Starting today, I am embracing change, and I am going to embrace it from here on out. Because change is not scary. Change is not bad. Change means that I am growing, that I am progressing through life. And that is what I want after all. Friend, that is today's short, quick hit episode. I hope that it has maybe just opened your mind a little bit to the possibilities. Made you think about something that maybe you hadn't really thought about before. The idea of change and how it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. With that said, my name is Kevin Lowe. I'm your host, and I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you next week.